A new report causing outrage around the LA Fire Department's decisions leading up to the dangerous weather conditions last week.
The report in the LA Times says top commanders chose not to assign firefighters and engines to the affected areas in advance of the fires.
Firefighters in Los Angeles are warning that increasing winds could potentially result in explosive fire growth from the existing wildfires.
In the events like this, you sort of look, oh, is it on purpose? Which, it's an insane thing to think. But one begins to ponder whether or not there is a purpose in mind. What could it be, I don't know. Do they want the state empty? I don't know.
You know, when you look at California, how it's burning and man is trying his best to control it. Or the wealthy are losing their possessions just like those that are not wealthy. God send breeze strong and then the winds shift. Burn down everything that people have.
Breaking news has sent shockwaves throughout Los Angeles, with the devastating wildfires causing unprecedented destruction across the city. This time, the tragedy has hit close to home for one of the city's most prominent figures, Bishop Noel Jones. The famed pastor, who has built an international reputation for his ministry and influential presence, has tragically lost his luxurious oceanfront mansion to the raging flames. This event has not only impacted him personally, but also shaken the broader community that has long looked up to him. Bishop Noel Jones is not just any pastor. He is a global icon. As the leader of the City of Refuge Church in Los Angeles, his powerful sermons and charismatic leadership have touched the lives of countless individuals. His larger-than-life persona, combined with his eloquent preaching, has made him a figure of both faith and influence. While his ministry has always been at the forefront of his life, his lifestyle has also been a topic of discussion. During his 6 years on the position, his lifestyle has also been a topic of discussion. From his elaborate sermons to his stunning oceanfront mansion, everything about Bishop Jones reflects a successful blend of faith, ambition, and prosperity. But today, his name is making headlines for a far more somber reason. The mansion that once symbolized his success and provided a tranquil escape from the pressures of his public life now lies in ruins. The very home that was a sanctuary for Bishop Jones and his family has been consumed by the devastating wildfires that have swept through Los Angeles, leaving destruction in their wake. This isn't just about a loss of property. It's a story of survival, resilience, and the vulnerability of even the most seemingly secure lives. As we delve deeper into the unfolding tragedy, we learn how Bishop Jones and his family narrowly escaped what could have been an unimaginable disaster. The recent wildfires in Los Angeles are now being regarded as one of the most catastrophic natural disasters in years. What began as a small spark quickly escalated into a destructive inferno, fueled by dry conditions and relentless winds. Experts attribute the rapid spread of the fire to the prolonged drought and unusually high temperatures that created the perfect environment for the blaze to spiral out of control. In mere days, thousands of acres were burned, and entire neighborhoods were completely engulfed in flames. The impact has been devastating, with over 500 homes destroyed, leaving families displaced and devastated. Emergency crews have worked tirelessly to fight the flames, but the unpredictable and rapidly changing nature of the fire has made containment nearly impossible. Among the victims of this disaster is Bishop Noel Jones, who, despite his prominence, became one of the many to lose everything. His sprawling oceanfront mansion, which had served as a symbol of his success and a peaceful retreat from the demands of his ministry, was completely engulfed by the flames. The house wasn't just a luxurious residence, it was a reflection of the message Bishop Jones had preached for years. Faith, hard work, and divine favor lead to prosperity. The mansion stood as a tangible proof of God's blessings, inspiring countless followers who saw it as a testament to the power of faith and the rewards of living a life devoted to God. But in a matter of hours, everything changed. The mansion, which once stood as a peaceful refuge, was reduced to ashes. The flames, relentless and unforgiving, wiped away the home that had provided comfort and peace to the Jones family. This tragic loss serves as a stark reminder of how quickly life can change. No matter how secure or successful someone may seem, nothing is immune to the forces of nature. As the wildfires continued to spread across the city, the Jones family remained unaware of the danger rapidly approaching their home. It wasn't until emergency alerts began pouring in, warning of the approaching fires, that they realized the seriousness of the situation. Thick smoke began to fill the air, casting an ominous haze over the area. By the time the family understood how close the flames were, it was clear that they were in immediate danger. The fire was moving fast, and it became apparent that there was no guarantee the house would survive. In those initial moments, panic set in. The urgency of the situation was overwhelming. The family had to act quickly with little time to spare. The fire was advancing too rapidly, and emergency services were already stretched thin trying to manage the disaster. There was no time to wait for help to arrive. The family needed to evacuate immediately. The speed and unpredictability of the fire made it clear that there was no safe zone within the area. Speed and unpredictability of the fire made it clear that there was no safe zone within the area. What had once been a peaceful and secure location was now a potential death trap. Bishop Jones and his family, along with others in the area, rushed to escape the rapidly encroaching fire. In the face of this unforeseen catastrophe, there was no time for reflection, only action. For a man who has lived a life of influence, wealth, and spiritual guidance, the loss of his home is deeply personal, but it is also a reflection of the larger human experience. Despite his position in the world, Bishop Jones is not immune to the forces of nature, which can affect anyone, regardless of status or wealth. As emergency crews worked tirelessly to manage the fire, they faced an uphill battle. The fire jumped across roads, spreading into neighborhoods that were once considered safe. The destruction reached far beyond homes, engulfing wildlife habitats, local businesses, and cherished landmarks. Thousands of residents were left with nothing but the clothes on their backs, forced to flee with little more than the most essential belongings. The smoke that choked the air was a constant reminder of the immense loss and the uncertainty of the days ahead. In the midst of this chaos, Bishop Noel Jones and his family were not alone in their suffering. The fires have claimed the homes and livelihoods of many in the area, leaving a lasting impact on the community. But as a prominent public figure, the loss of his mansion is symbolic of the larger devastation unfolding in Los Angeles. It highlights the fragility of life, even for those who seem to have it all. The disregard for individuality, the lack of a concrete language to frame the recovery, and the insistence that restoration is not a... Bishop Jones's mansion was not just a home, it was a representation of the success and prosperity that he preached about. Its loss serves as a sobering reminder that no amount of wealth or success can shield anyone from the unpredictability of life. Yet the tragedy also underscores the resilience of the human spirit. Bishop Jones, along with countless others affected by this disaster, is now faced with the task of rebuilding, not just their homes, but their lives. In the aftermath of this catastrophic event, the community of Los Angeles and the broader world continue to come to terms with the magnitude of the destruction. But through the pain and loss, there is also a glimmer of hope. The fires may have taken homes and belongings, but they have not taken the spirit of resilience and community that binds people together in times of crisis. As we follow the journey of Bishop Noel Jones and others affected by the wildfires, we are reminded of the unpredictable nature of life and the importance of faith, resilience, and the human ability to rebuild, even in the face of overwhelming loss. The road to recovery may be long, but the strength of the community and the power of faith will undoubtedly guide them through these difficult times. As the fire relentlessly advanced, neighbors who had already evacuated reached out to Bishop Noel Jones and his family, warning them that the flames were heading straight for their neighborhood. Thick smoke blanketed the area, making it almost impossible to see, and the intense heat could be felt from a distance. Reality quickly set in. There was no time to waste, and they had to leave immediately. The mansion, which had once been a symbol of success and security, was now at the mercy of the inferno. In the midst of the chaos, Bishop Jones and his family scrambled to evacuate. There was no time to consider what to take. Survival was their only priority. The decisions they had to make were painful and immediate. What to leave behind and what to take. These were not decisions anyone should have to face. But in the face of such an overwhelming disaster, their safety came first. Despite his composed demeanor, Bishop Jones, known for his strength and leadership, couldn't hide the anxiety that gripped him. His focus shifted entirely to keeping his family calm and safe. The only concern now was escaping the fire that had already begun to ravage their home. His once cherished mansion, which had been a place of peace, was quickly becoming nothing more than a dangerous burning structure. Falling upon the minds of the white and black politicians, as the family fled, they narrowly escaped with their lives, leaving behind not just their home, but all the possessions and memories tied to it. The emotional toll of such a loss was immediate and immense. The house was gone, but they were alive. They had survived, but the reality of losing everything so quickly would linger in their hearts forever. It was a narrow escape, and the trauma of it all would define a significant chapter in their lives. At the moment, the trauma of it all would define a significant chapter in their lives. The aftermath was nothing short of devastating. Once a beacon of luxury and achievement, Bishop Jones's mansion now lies in ruins. The stunning oceanfront views, the elegant interiors, and the atmosphere of success have been replaced by a scene of charred rubble. What once stood as a testament to faith and prosperity had been reduced to ashes. For those who had admired the mansion from a distance, it was a heartbreaking sight. But for Bishop Jones and his family, it was far more than just a structure. It was a place filled with memories, milestones, and family moments. Each piece of rubble now represented not just a loss of property, but a profound personal loss. Bishop Jones, usually known for his strength and unwavering faith, found himself grappling with the enormity of the situation. The mansion represented years of hard work and dedication, not just to his ministry, but also to building a life for his family. The grief was real, and while the physical structure was gone, the memories and moments shared within those walls remained etched in his heart. Yet even in the face of such loss, Bishop Jones's spiritual foundation remained strong. Despite the destruction, he reflected on the tragedy with humility, accepting that while they had lost their home, their lives and faith were still intact. We may have lost a building, but we still have our lives, our faith, and each other, Bishop Jones said in an interview. These words, spoken through his grief, captured the resilience that has always defined him. His ability to see beyond the loss of material possessions and focus on what truly mattered was a testament to the strength of his spiritual journey. As the family navigated the aftermath, they sought temporary shelter with friends and the community's help. The life they once knew had been upended, but their core priorities remained the same: family, faith, and healing. While the road to recovery was long, Bishop Jones emphasized that this setback would not define their future. Rebuilding their home and lives would take time, but their hope and faith remained unwavering. Bishop Jones and his family began planning for the future, focusing on emotional recovery, resilience, and rebuilding their lives, knowing that the greatest blessing was the safety of their loved ones, and that together the family and in the wake of the wildfire, a wave of support and love poured in from all corners of the community. His congregation, friends, and followers expressed heartfelt gratitude for his safety, and many offered their prayers during this difficult time. Social media, prayer groups, and church gatherings were flooded with messages of comfort. "Bishop, we are praying for you and your family," wrote many of his followers, offering encouragement and solidarity. The response was overwhelming, reflecting the deep impact Bishop Jones has had on his community and the strength of their bond during this heartbreaking time. Monique claims that the two individuals are intricately linked to the power structures in Hollywood and that their influence extends beyond simple personal grudges. According to her, Jakes and Oprah both contributed significantly to the barriers she faced, either by openly opposing her or, worse, by endorsing the wrong individuals. Although Oprah's treachery may have been more well-known, according to Monique, T.D. Jakes' participation is as harmful. Despite the encouragement and praise she received for her efforts, Monique feels that Jakes has prevented her from advancing professionally, which is the source of her annoyance with him. According to her, Jakes and Oprah are equally guilty of abusing their positions of authority to influence the careers of Black performers, particularly when those performers question the current quo or don't follow Hollywood standards. Monique's charges imply that there is a bigger plot to suppress those who don't align with the goals of the most powerful people in the company, rather than just a personal dispute. When you examine more closely, Monique's charges against T.D. Jakes may not be as outrageous as they first seem to be. T.D. Jakes' name just came to light in relation to Sean Diddy Combs' explosive lawsuit, which is full of claims of power abuse and unsettling conduct. The fact that Jakes' name has been connected to such a well-known case raises major concerns about the image he presents and what may really be happening behind the scenes, even though the specifics of his participation are still unclear. For those of you who are unaware, Bishop T.D. Jakes is included in a recent lawsuit against music tycoon Sean Diddy Combs, which accuses him of trafficking, illicit drug usage, and harassment. Diddy reportedly planned to employ Jakes to improve his public image.
This has to be a 100% culture shock. I can't imagine living a lifestyle of the incredibly rich and famous and then going into this very dark, impersonal, cold, austere facility. The special housing unit is a 24-hour lockdown unit, which means that any movement within that unit is controlled and coordinated, and no inmate moves outside of his cell without being in full restraints, to include leg irons, handcuffs, a belly chain, and at least 2, if not 3 staff members escorting them.
Rodney Low Rod Jones, a music producer, filed the complaint claiming to have photographic evidence and other proof of Diddy's actions. Unlike Diddy, Jakes' name appears in a revealing context, even though he is not a defendant in the case. The complaint claims that Diddy intended to use his connection to the megachurch pastor in Dallas to mitigate the effects of the accusations made by R&B singer Cassie Ventura, who had previously sued Diddy for allegedly engaging in sexual harassment and physical abuse. Even though Jakes is only referenced once in the lengthy court document, the seriousness of the charges against Diddy makes his involvement noteworthy. According to the case, which was submitted in March to a federal court in New York, Jones has indisputable proof of Diddy's schemes involving Jakes. Diddy has a long record of legal issues, including recent claims of federal authorities searching his houses and confiscating guns. This news adds to that list. The position of the pastor and the depth of his relationship with the hip-hop tycoon are called into question by Diddy and Jakes' connection, even if it is indirect. The fact that Jakes' name is now associated with such a controversy feeds into the continuous criticism of influential people in the entertainment and religious industries. This development makes it much more difficult to reject Monique's assertions. Jakes has long portrayed himself as a spiritual leader with a spotless record and a man of God. However, his name has already been connected to scandal. Jakes may not be as innocent as he seems if his purported connections to Diddy's legal issues are real. These fresh disclosures combined with Monique's audacious charges suggest that there may be something more sinister at work. The notion that it's difficult to accept that Jakes and Oprah may be a part of a wider network of influential people working behind the scenes, but it's becoming harder to ignore.
An internationally known preacher based here in Dallas this morning. During a 9 a.m. Sunday service, Bishop T.D. Jakes of the Potter's House suffered a health incident during a morning
video that's now gone viral. You can see Bishop Jakes finished his Sunday sermon and then got quiet, seemed to shake. The crowd reacting before several people rushed on stage.
For those connected to Diddy, things are becoming more complicated every day, and crazy hypotheses are sprouting online. T.D. Jakes' strange ailment has become the town's talk of the town, making him a significant feature. The bond between Diddy and T.D. Jakes is garnering even more attention since there are speculations that the two go out together. Many have compared this circumstance to Jamie Foxx's unexplained sickness and hospitalization, which similarly raised questions about his involvement with Diddy's gatherings. What really became of T.D. Jakes then? During this morning's morning service, which was held inside the Potter's home in Dallas, the megachurch pastor seemed to be experiencing some kind of health issue. Jake caused everyone quite a shock in his Sunday sermon, Bishop T.D. The 67-year-old preacher abruptly cried, "O Lord, my strength, my Redeemer, let them go in peace," as he was giving his stirring sermon. Then he put down his microphone and became quiet. A few moments later, he seemed to tremble violently as he sat, shocking everyone in his vicinity. People in the area quickly sprung into action and hurried to his aid. The assembly was very alarmed by the sudden change of events. In a now viral video, Bishop Jakes concludes his Sunday sermon, then becomes silent and seems to tremble. The audience reacts, and suddenly a number of individuals rush on stage. People were yelling, backing away, and giving him room in the heated church. Everyone became even more worried when the church's live feed was abruptly taken off in the middle of the pandemonium. The occasion became much more solemn when someone off-camera requested the crowd and watchers online to start praying. Those eagerly awaiting news were relieved when Jake's team quickly released an update on X, previously Twitter, to let everyone know how he was doing. Bishop T.D. Jakes had a minor health crisis during today's service and was given prompt medical care after his stirring one-hour speech. According to the statement, Bishop Jakes is stable and receiving medical attention. The statement went on to say that the whole Potter's House family is appreciative of the community's love, prayers, and support. We appreciate your patience and ongoing prayers. Online admirers speculated that Jake had had a stroke after the occurrence, but his team has not acknowledged the specifics of the tragedy. What really ignited social media was the reappearance of old allegations about Jamie Foxx's unexplained stroke. Diddy reportedly had a role in the event to make sure Jamie remained quiet and didn't reveal any secrets, according to long-running online speculations. People are already making comparisons and wondering whether T.D. Jakes could have had a similar situation. These irrational thoughts are fueled by the mystery surrounding his condition, which has not yet been established. Was there more to the tale? Choke No Joke, who revealed some serious information regarding Diddy and Jamie Foxx, was the source of the conspiracy. According to a video posted by Comedy Hype on November 1st, Choke said that Jamie Foxx blamed Diddy for his hospitalization in 2023.